Hey everybody, Scorpion here. So this is going to be a how-to tutorial for anybody that's not really used to computers and what component is what. So this is going to be a beginning and tear down, walk through, show you what each component is or board or whatever and category. I told Skull and Metals, if you don't know him, go check him out. Great guy. That I would do this for him so he knew, and if he had any questions afterwards he could reach out and I'd be sure to get that taken care of for him. So y'all stick around and we'll show you what's up.
Rock bottle on the track, boy.
Alright, so most of these computers, first thing, or maybe I should say first thing you need to do is determine which side opens. If you look at the back of them, this is normally going to give you an indication of which side opens because your cards come out this way. So it's either going to be metal or plastic there that tells you this side opens. Then you got to figure out how to open it. Some of them you have to take a center screw out. Some of them you have to take a couple screws out. You got your power supply. You've got to unbolt that. But normally first thing I do is open it. This one has a switch right here. Just pull it. And it opens right up. So I'm going to take screws out of this. And we'll go ahead and pop this open and get this out the way. So inside of here, this is for your slot cards. Alright, so this is a slot card. There's no screw in it here. This is the only thing holding it in, so you can just grab it and pull it up. That's going to be a slot card. We'll get back to that in a little bit. Trying to leave the camera where hopefully y'all can see everything that I'm doing. So the wires that are in here, that's normally one of the first things I try to get rid of. But as I'm opening it up, and most of them have screws in the back, I try to go ahead and unscrew the power supply. So it's ready to come out. Most times it's just 4 screws back there. So we've got all these wires that are hooked to different things. I normally just loosen them up. You can grab them, rip them out of there. As you get them unhooked, take them out, get them out your way. Some of them have clips that you need to squeeze to get them to release, and some of them will just pull right out. So that's most everything. So then you're going to find, normally back here, and hopefully you can see, there's going to be a little release that you have to push down. And if you push that down, that power supply will slide back just a little bit, and you can take it out of there. So that takes care of your power supply. Alright, so we do have a couple sticks of RAM. So that's going to be your RAM. They come in many shapes, sizes, and forms. Let's see here. Colors. Oh, I just dropped a couple of these. There they are. So this is normally your laptop RAM. See how small it is compared to the other. This is gold fingered RAM with nothing on it. Just gold fingered RAM. This is what most of your RAM is going to look like. And then you have your tin coated RAM. So we'll get into that more as we go along. And just as an FYI, you find these most of the time in laptops. See the gold on the end of them? These can go with your slot cards when we get to that point. So each computer is built a little differently. Some of them you need to take that plastic front off, some you don't. This is going to be the release right here for the drives. So there's your DVD drive. Doesn't appear to be any other types of drives on here. Nope. So you've got your fan. Well, you got your hard drive here. So that's going to be your hard drive. Here's your switch. So the computer knows when you open it. Goes with the wires. There's your heat sink and stuff. So this one's going to have a screw here, and then you lean it back and it'll lift right out. I'm probably going to have to do it this way because I don't have an extension with me for the drill. Like I said, this comes back, pops right off. So this is either going to be clean extruded aluminum, or it may be copper in the bottom down here. So what you need to do is find something. Never fails. Never have everything set up and ready to go. But you got to find yourself something to so yeah, that's just clean aluminum. So that goes in a clean aluminum, extruded aluminum pile. So we unplug the fan, and normally I just rip those out. Then you have your board. There's your board. And this is pretty much done. You do have another piece right here. Some people take it out. I throw it in with my other boards because those are gold pins right there, and those USB ports have gold pins. So, with your motherboards, you're always going to take your battery out. That's not being nice at all. Needle nose normally work better for that. I normally slide something underneath the edge. And pry up. Normally it'll pop that right off. So that's extruded aluminum. It is clean if you take this metal bracket out. Sometimes they're easy to do, sometimes they're not. Some of the people throw it in aluminum breakage, and some cut the sides off because they're going to turn in 300 or 400 pounds of this. And let the scrapyard worry about that little bit of stuff. Again, your preference. Now, all the copper you see on here, you take the copper off. You can put it number 1, number 2, depending on how big it is. And again, all this stuff, you got to be guided by where you're selling it at. It's my understanding you can throw it like this right into your motors for most places, or you can whack it once or twice and break that piece up in the middle and be left with the clean wire. I'm taking my time. It's super hot in here. I had to cut the fan off, make sure y'all could hear me good. Alright, so there's your copper. Personally, I think those are big enough to make number 1. This would probably be number 2. Or throw it into the motors. So, copper and aluminum and battery has to come off all of them. And then you're going to have your IC chip. Those are, yeah, I say IC chip. That's not IC. Processor. So, you can see we have gold corner BGA stuff and flat packs and just ICs, and let's see what else is on here. It looks like that's most of the goodies. So this is where you have to decide what's happening. Now you can process this for gold. The boards themselves has copper in them to make all those cross pieces in between the layers to make the circuit board work like it's supposed to. You can pull all these chips off. All of these, all of these, all of this stuff has got gold pins in it. You know, you can pull that stuff off and do it yourself. This has also got gold in it, and these connectors are going to have gold in it. Yeah, don't forget that one. Or you sell it. This is the way Board Sort wants it. All the copper, all the aluminum, the battery off, and your processor off. And then they're ready for it. So these, your slot cards, you can sell them just like this to Board Sort. You can clean some of the stuff off of it and sell it, or you can completely clean it. Your best value is to completely clean it as far as price for weight. Some of them have fans on them, some of them just have heat sinks. That's going to be extruded aluminum heat sink. As you can see, there's gold fingers there. You can cut the fingers off of them, then they sell for a different price. seem to be having issues today. I'm gonna blame the sweat that's rolling down my back tickling me. All right, so it's clean, ready for board sort, top dollar. Let me see if I have one of these drives sitting around. Yeah, here we go. Some of your computers still have these in them. 3.5 inch floppy. Of course, they're not floppy. This is a 3.5 inch. The floppy goes inside the hard disk. Board Sort will buy these from you just as they are. So if you live close enough, or if you plan on making a trip to take it to them, I'd take it to them like this. If not, I would probably dismantle it and pull the board out of it. Some of them have some pretty good boards in there. I have seen some actual floppy drives. They turn up every now and then. Alright, let's see. So my fan. Again, this depends upon what yard you're going to. Maybe how well you're established with them. Motors. Some of them may want you to smack it a couple times and show a little bit more of the metal underneath that plastic. Depends upon your yard. So the RAM, it's ready to go. You know we have some extruded aluminum. And that's something that's kind of common that we normally deal with, is the extruded aluminum. Remember, this is my way of doing this. It does not mean it's the correct way or the only way. It's just how I do it. So, Board Sort will pay you for these ends right here. They have gold in them. Last time I remember, it was like 25 cents a pound. I don't know what it is now. So there's those that go with your gold ends. There's your wire. Now, depending upon your yard, and again, what type of maybe how well they think or what they think. This is your power supply. I throw these in shred. Of course, that bundle goes in the wire. And you can see doing these computers, wire will add up pretty quick. Now these, some people have to throw them in shred. Some people take them apart, dismantle them. There's going to be transformers in there. There's going to be aluminum, extruded aluminum in there. There's probably going to be 1 or 2 IC chips in there. There will be some more wire. I took one apart, took it to my scrap yard and showed him what was in it and asked him if I can throw these in aluminum breakage. He said yes. So this is as far as I go with them, because when you break them down, yeah, there's some goodies in there. You can make some extra money, but you're going to burn a whole lot of time. So he'll give me aluminum breakage for them. That is 100% the way I'm going. When they run it through the shredder, they'll get all those goodies out of it. So to me and to the yard that I talked to, it just made good sense. It saves me time. I get a higher price than shred. They're gonna run it through the shredder and get all the other metals out of it. So he's like, I don't see why not. All right, so here's this wire. These are gold ends, and you can look in these and see that they're gold in there. So you end up with a little handful of gold ends. And we'll get over here to the hard drive. This is what I do with my hard drives. I know a lot of people just toss them in shred. I think E-Waste Mike tosses them in shred. He says it's not worth his time. Of course, if I was using the drill, this would be a lot faster. Scrap It JC, his yard down there, we'll buy them from him just like they are. But board sort, we'll buy the drive board from you. So you can pop that off. Sometimes this is coated in gold right here. Of course, it's being a pain, so we'll just pop it off of there. See, it's coated in gold. So I keep those. I keep the ends off of them. So this goes to board sort as a DVD drive board. Right here, you're gonna have a motor. Normally I just grab that and rip it off, but that goes in regular wire for me. This one's got gold ends on both sides, so it goes in my gold end pile. So I've seen these with gold ends and these with gold ends. That one might, but it's so thin, it's just not worth it. So like I said, normally I just grab them and rip them off. Toss them in with all my other wires. Depends on what yard you're going to as to what it goes as. This motor right here. So there's a motor. That was super loose. There's a motor. And here's a motor. Most of the time these are brass. I think sometimes they're steel, this little rod here. Most of the time you can tell. The way I get those open, I normally just grab it here. Grab it back here and just twist down to here. And I'll grab this and just pull it out. Throw that with my brass. Throw that in my motors. So that gives you 3 motors. You got your rod in here, you can break it out, or you can take the screw out, but all this is shred. That leaves you your eye, and I collect these eyes from the research that I've done. They have gold in them, so one day I may break those down further and figure that part out. So the only thing, I throw these in shred, even though there is a silver button inside of that. That little button right there. It's a little silver piece in there you can take out. So that brings us down to the hard drives. All my bits are mixed up, so I'm not sure which one goes to what. These bits right here, Shark Scrapper has them on this page. A lot of people toss the hard drives. Some people just take the boards. Board sort by, this is a hard drive board. There is 2 types of boards. Hold on, I'll teach you that now, since we are at that spot. Alright, so there's 2 types of hard drive boards. There's SATA, which has this type of connector right here. Yes, it's gold, but this is what the connector looks like. It's this part right here that you're worried about. That is a SATA connector. This is a non-SATA connector. You see all these big gold pins? So if you put them on top of one another, this is SATA, this one is non-SATA. Non-SATA is a higher value per pound than the SATA. Slot card that I took out. We'll pause on that a second. This is different types of slot cards you can find in your machines. As you can tell, they're all completely stripped down, ready to go. That's slot cards. I'm gonna take this one just because it's a better specimen than the other one for the other part of the video. So I break these down. Not everybody does. As I said, some people say it's not worth it. They'll toss this into aluminum breakage. That's fine if your yard will take it. Once I've pulled the board off of it, the next thing I do is go after this. Now, some of these have pins on that board that connect to pieces on here, and some of these have these ribbons, but you can see the gold in it, so I keep it to recover the gold. And hopefully I'll do one day. So hard drive, 6 screws. Then you got to find the hidden one. There's always a hidden one. Sometimes you can find it real easy. Sometimes you have to work for it. So these, stainless or steel, one or the other. If they're stainless, you got to clean them and turn them into stainless. If it's steel, you just toss it straight into your shred. How do you know, you ask? Touch it with a magnet. That one is steel. If it sticks to it, it's steel. If it doesn't, it's stainless. All right, so this is your magnet. Do be careful, they bite. If you get your finger between the two of them, it will bite you something horrible. All right. So this is here. There's nothing back there to match it. Sometimes there's a screw there. You can take the screw out and it'll fall right out. Sometimes there's a cut in the top. You can put a flat-headed screwdriver on there and screw it right off. And sometimes it has nothing like this one. So there's nothing we can do to make that easy to take out. It's always one in the group. That might grab it. Nope. All right, so it doesn't want to come out. So the rest of them are out. Scared that's gonna explode. So this piece you can push, comes loose. If there's no screw here and no screw on the back, you just slide your screwdriver underneath it, jam it all the way up in there and twist. Sometimes you have to break them, and sometimes they'll just slide right off. There's a gold bond wire runs down the inside of these. Most of the time these pins are gold. Sometimes you'll find some gold up here. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. So I keep these as well. This ring holding this in, they're normally aluminum, and these plates are normally aluminum. But what I always do, no matter what, is make sure the plates are destroyed so nobody can get any information off of them. Normally these will just fall right out, but this one's being a pain apparently. And see, that's always what happens. As soon as you turn the camera on, everything goes wrong. So yeah. These are great for testing your silver. I throw them in shred. I had people tell me you could sell them online. I got no bites. So then, normally this is off of there. Here, I'll go get it. This one doesn't exactly match up, but this is a motor too. So normally you can pull this disc off. I scratch it up. Sometimes there's 3 screws on the inside, as you can see on this one, and then the motor will fall out. Sometimes you got to prop this up on something, as so, and punch it out and throw that into your motors. Then you're left with clean cast aluminum. I do try to pull the stickers off of it, that kind of thing. So basically that's all your parts. I think I've covered everything. So I'll take you inside and show you board. All right, so boardsort.com right here. They are located in Ohio if you're close, like E-Waste Mike. He's like 2 hours from it, I think, something like that. He will haul loads to it. I've hauled one up back in my pickup truck. I think it was like $1,300 I got paid, something like that. But you go on there, click on e-scrap prices. First you may want to register, log in and register or whatever, so they know who you are. Clean gold fingers. So that's just this part right here, if y'all can see it in the horrible lighting. If some people cut the gold fingers off, if you cut them off and save them up, you end up with clean gold fingers. They are $40 a pound right now. High grade non-SATA hard drive boards. So if y'all remember from a little bit ago, non-SATA are the ones like this, if you can see it. All those pins inside, full pins. So these are $14 a pound. You got cell phone, you got wire wrap. I've never seen one of those. CNC. This is your low grade SATA. That's the one you can basically see gold pins on one side. It's got the plastic. It doesn't have pins that go all the way in. I know light and swivel. I'm sorry, y'all. But these are $6.75 a pound. So the non-SATA are $14 and these are $6.75. And these prices change. Some of it daily, some of it weekly. But so they go in 2 separate boxes. If you ever get mixed up and you don't remember what's a hard drive board and what's a DVD drive board, this is a DVD drive. There's no actual screw places in it. The hard drive boards have screw places in them. So that's a quick way, if you get mixed up, to tell them apart. Oh, motherboards. That's a large socket, multi-socket motherboard. High-grade telecom, pin board, CD-ROM boards. That's what this is. $5 a pound. All right, it come off the CD-ROM. Here's your gold finger cards. After you've taken the bracket off and the extruded aluminum and the fan, and if there's a fan or any copper, if there's that on there, then they're $4.90 a pound. Some of these are kind of big and kind of heavy. They add up pretty quick. Let's see, RAM and memory. So I showed y'all a bunch of different RAMs. Goldfinger RAM is what you're gonna run across the most. That's what come out of this computer. It's got gold, and they're both sides have the things on them. They're $23 a pound. Does take quite a bit to make a pound, but they're one of your higher paying things. Now if it's silver tinned, it'll look kind of like that, but instead of it having the gold fingers, it's going to be tin. They're $10.25 a pound. Goldfinger shredded RAM are $9.25 a pound, and they used to tell you to separate it, take that tin off, but according to them board sort, if you leave it on, it comes out to be pretty much the same as gold fingered RAM. You've got trimmed RAM, which would be the same thing as I just showed you, this RAM, but again, you remove that gold off of it. You just go right down the side and cut it off of there because you're saving it for that $40 a pound up top. Then these become worth $9.25 a pound. Mixed RAM, meaning you just throw it all into one bucket and send it up there. They'll give you $6 a pound if you don't split it up for them. Blank RAM, I think I showed that to you. It's normally they're gold fingered, but there's no chips on it. They're $2 a pound. This is all your CPU chips, which is your processors. This one right here is one you find. I found one of, I believe. I have not completely. No, these. They're $185 a pound, but understand the chip weighs like nothing. I'm not even sure if it weighs an ounce. But this is all the different categories of chips. Some of them have some decent weight to them. Some of them don't. It's a different price for each type. DLP, it's $27 a pound. They normally come out of projectors. You'll see a lot of these. Slot processor. So you won't see an actual processor chip. You may see one of these. It looks like the slot cards, but they're not. It's a slot processor, and it'll be in the middle of the board. Again, you'll have to take the fans and aluminum heat sinks and all that off, and that's $17.50 a pound. Flat packs, gold tab, if you wanted to remove them off of boards, $15 a pound. P4 green fiber. Trim slot processor, so if you cut the gold fingers off of this one, then it comes down to $8 a pound. IC chips by themselves are $8 a pound. DLP metal fiber, no pin CPU. So that's going to be what we have here. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a no pin CPU. $6.25 a pound. These have some decent weight to them though. This is actually number 2 copper on the back. If you took it off, you could turn it in as number 2 copper. They adjusted their prices for it. They said it's better just to leave it on now and send it to them as it is. You'll find a lot of these. Apple CPUs are $4 a pound. Flat pack, no gold tab, they're $2 a pound. You've got all your cell phone stuff, so that's with your keypad buttons you can see and push, the older stuff, flip phones and all that. You've got keyboard laser scanners, no battery. I haven't run across none of those. Now you've got your modern smartphones, which are touch screen, but these are the ones you can take the batteries out of. So you remove the back, take the battery out of it, pack it in a box. They're $2.50 a pound. These are $5 a pound. And then all of your normal cell phones nowadays are sealed with the battery in it, and they're $1.25 a pound. You can send tablets for 50 cents a pound, iPods, MP3 players for 25 cents a pound. Your batteries, it's no need to worry about it. Laptops, non-working with a good screen, $1.25 a pound. Partials with a good screen, $1 a pound. Laptop with a broken screen, 85 cents a pound. Whole server hard drive. Whole computer, 25 cents a pound. Server partial, 25. Take apart. Docking stations are 10 cents a pound. Then you got breakdown of tantalum, yellow and black, they're $10 a pound. You got gold plated pins, you got hard drives with the board, 65 cents a pound. You got mixed wire, punched or bent. So my laptop hard drives, I smash them with a hammer and make sure I can hear stuff shake inside of them, which tells you that that disc shattered. And then I throw them into the aluminum breakage stack. Power adapter with wire, Power supplies are 35 cents a pound. Hard drive without the board, so you take the board off, 35 cents a pound. So they've got lots and lots of stuff. Normally what I do, and I'm sure I'll do another one later, but you're not really going to be doing stuff down here unless you live close to them. The biggest thing you're going to have an issue with are going to be your motherboards. So first thing you have to do, and I'm going to hold this up here. You see that socket? So that's a metal socket, and it's a small socket. If a quarter can fit inside of that little square right there, then it's a large socket. If it can't fit in that square, then it's a small socket, and it's metal. So you have to find the grade. Let's see. Small multi-socket, metal multi-socket. It's plastic. Metal socket green motherboard. That's what this is. It's $1.75 a pound. This is what I carry up there. All of this small stuff that I showed you before, I pack in boxes. I put it in if it fits, it ships boxes, so it has tracking, and I send it up there to them. You just go to the page on here, you weigh it out. You can separate it, put multiple things in the same package, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. Weigh them each out, mark what they are on each package, put them all in the same box, and mail it up. Normally, if I have a medium flat rate box of RAM, I'll send it up. That's a couple $100. So anything else I can help you with, let me know. That goes for anybody. That is a good breakdown of different things, and you've got to find your categories for your motherboards, because there's a bunch of different categories for motherboards. But I figured that would help. That's your laptop motherboards. They're $4.90 a pound, or you can just do the whole laptop. From what I hear, it's not worth tearing the laptops down. You spend a lot of time, and it's just not that much reward. You just send them in as they are, or carry them in. You can do other types of shipping to get stuff up there if you want, but it's just not. It's not worth it in my opinion. I'd rather spend a couple $100 in fuel taking it up than do freight shipping. So basically that's a breakdown of computers. As I go through computers and get all these different types of motherboards, I will do a video on that for y'all. Let's turn y'all down just a little bit. But I'll go through all the different types of motherboards, show you what it's labeled as, and let you actually see the board. Some of them are a little different. There's a lot of categories, but right now I don't have that many. So, but yeah, and even at what was it, $1 something a pound? I mean, that's pretty close to a pound, maybe two by itself. So they add up pretty quick. I just stack them up, load them in totes. That's what I did last time. I took totes of them up. I already had each tote labeled and weighed out when I got up there. Filled out the sheet on there the day before I went, and contacted them and let them know I was coming. They were waiting for me. I was there when they opened in the morning, and they had me in and out of there fast. Gave me a couple tips. Great people. Chris up there at Board Sort, great guy. But yeah, so basically that's your complete computer teardown. I think I hit maybe not all the parts. I may have missed a couple things that may not have been in that computer, but off the top of my head I can't remember them. And walks you through what the prices are and what the actual category is for each item. So feel free to come back to this video, go back and forth in it if you need to look and see what's what, and I guess that's about it. So hope that helped, and we'll see everybody next time.